On the night my husband installed a lock on the pantry, I laughed. I genuinely thought it was a joke. We'd just come back from Costco. The trunk was still full of bulk cereal boxes and paper towels. I was exhausted, 6 months pregnant, and craving Honey Nut Cheerios like it was my full-time job. He walked into the kitchen holding a small silver padlock and said, "New system." I blinked. For what? For accountability, he said. Accountability. For cereal. That should have been the moment I packed a bag. Instead, I stood there, swollen ankles and all, and asked, "Are you serious?" He smiled like I was adorable for not understanding. "You've been snacking a lot," he said. "Doctor said to watch your weight gain." My OB had said I was perfectly healthy. But apparently my husband, Ryan, had a different medical degree. I'm Noelle. I'm 28. I was married for 4 years to a man who thought discipline was love. When we first met, Ryan's structure felt safe. He woke up at 5 a.m. every day. Worked out, meal prepped, budgeted. Down to the cent. He liked routines, plans, efficiency. I was more relaxed, creative, chaotic in a fun way. He used to say, "You need someone grounded." I thought he meant supportive. He meant controlling. Ryan believed in optimization. Everything could be improved. Sleep, productivity, fitness. Apparently wives too. During our first year of marriage, he created a shared spreadsheet titled Life Goals. At first it was cute. Savings targets, travel plans, career milestones. Then new tabs appeared. Health metrics, household efficiency, weekly performance. Performance. He said it was to keep us accountable. We both logged chores, gym sessions, calories. If I forgot, he'd gently remind me. "You skipped tracking yesterday." I'd apologize. Why did I apologize? When I got pregnant, he reacted like we'd won an award. He immediately downloaded pregnancy tracking apps, read forums, watched YouTube videos about fit moms. I thought it was sweet. Until it wasn't. At my 12-week appointment, the doctor said everything looked great. Ryan asked about recommended weight gain ranges. The doctor gave a general number. Ryan wrote it down, like it was a deadline. By month 4, he'd taken over grocery shopping. Just to help, he said. Snacks disappeared. Ice cream? Gone. Granola bars? Replaced with protein versions. He'd portion things into labeled containers. Prevents overindulgence, he explained. I started hiding crackers in my car. That's when I should have known something was wrong. When you're hiding food in your 3rd trimester, something is wrong. The pantry lock happened in month 6. "You've been exceeding projected intake," he said calmly. Projected intake. "I'm growing a human," I replied. "That's accounted for." Accounted for. Like my cravings were line items. I stared at the lock. "Are you punishing me?" "I'm protecting you." "From what, cereal?" He said a daily snack allowance. 2 items. Logged. If I went over, he'd frown. "Self-control is important," he'd say. Self-control. While my hormones were throwing a party in my bloodstream. It wasn't just food. He timed my showers. "You were in there 18 minutes. So? Water bill." He criticized how I folded laundry. "How hard is it to be consistent?" He corrected how I loaded the dishwasher. "You're wasting space." It sounds small when you list it out. But small things every day become a cage. The real breaking point wasn't the pantry. It was the hospital bag. At 8 months, I started packing comfy pajamas, nursing bras, snacks. Ryan watched. "You don't need all that," he said. "It's for comfort. You'll only be there a couple days." Still, he removed half the snacks. "You won't need sugar." I stared at him. "I might." "You won't." He zipped the bag shut like he'd solved something. That night, I cried in the bathroom quietly. Not because of snacks, because I felt like I needed permission to exist. Labor came early, 36 weeks. It was chaotic and painful, and nothing like the YouTube birth vlogs. Ryan tried to coach me through contractions. "Breathe better," he said. "You're wasting energy." The nurse gently told him to sit down. I loved her instantly. After 12 hours, our daughter was born. Tiny, perfect, screaming. I held her and felt something primal and fierce and protective awaken inside me. Ryan looked proud. He also looked at the monitor when the nurse weighed me postpartum. "Retention," he muttered. Retention. I wanted to throw something. The first week home was a blur. Stitches, bleeding, milk leaking. Ryan returned to systems. He created a feeding schedule chart, a sleep tracker, a household reset plan. On day 5, I asked him to grab me a granola bar. "The locked pantry," he said. "Yes. You've already had your 2 snacks." I stared at him, cradling our daughter. "I'm breastfeeding." "That's accounted for." I laughed. It sounded hysterical. "You locked food away from your postpartum wife." "I'm preventing unhealthy habits." I felt something shift inside me. A crack. Not loud, but permanent. I started noticing more. How he corrected me in front of friends. Noelle exaggerates. How he monitored my spending. "You don't need another nursing top." How he referred to our daughter as a project we need to optimize. Optimize. She was 5 weeks old. One night at 3 a.m., she wouldn't stop crying. I was exhausted. Crying too. Ryan walked in. "You're not following the sleep training plan." "She's a newborn," I said. "You're creating dependency." "She depends on us." "She's a baby." He shook his head. "You're too emotional." "Too emotional?" The classic. I looked down at my daughter, red-faced and wailing. And I realized something terrifying. If I didn't change this dynamic, she would grow up thinking love looks like correction. That care looks like control. That being optimized is normal. I refused. The next morning, I unlocked the pantry with bolt cutters. I'm not kidding. I'd found them in the garage. The metal snapped. The sound was louder than I expected. Ryan rushed in. What are you doing? Eating, I said calmly. You're being irrational. No, I said. I'm being hungry. He looked stunned. You're undoing progress. What progress? You policing cereal? It's about discipline. It's about control. Silence. He'd never heard me say that word before. Control. The argument escalated. He accused me of sabotaging our structure. I accused him of suffocating me. You need boundaries, he insisted. I need autonomy, I shot back. You're overreacting. I'm waking up. That's when he said it. If you can't follow basic guidelines, maybe you're not cut out for this level of partnership. Partnership. I almost laughed. You mean dictatorship? I asked. His jaw tightened. You're ungrateful. For what? A locked pantry? A spreadsheet marriage? A life where I needed approval to snack? I called my sister that afternoon. Told her everything. She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, Noelle, that's not discipline. That's control. Hearing it from someone else made it real. That night, while Ryan slept, I packed a bag. Not just for me. For my daughter. I included every snack I could find. Petty? Maybe. Symbolic? Absolutely. When I told him I was leaving, he didn't yell. He looked confused. I'm doing this for us, he said. No, I replied. You're doing it to us. You'll fail without structure. I'd rather fail freely than succeed in a cage. He stared at me like I'd lost my mind. Maybe I had, but it felt like clarity. It's been a year. The pantry in my apartment doesn't have a lock. It has cereal, and cookies, and baby puffs. My daughter is thriving. Messy, loud, perfect. Sometimes I still hear his voice in my head. Discipline, accountability, optimization. Then I pour another bowl of Cheerios. And I remember something important. Love doesn't come with a padlock. And anyone who tries to shrink you down to a manageable portion was never feeding you in the first place.